I don't know what episode it is. I was trying to look it up. Is it episode 21? All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Drip League Podcast, episode 21. You know who the fuck we are. I don't need to introduce us. We're not doing that. We're fucking finishing, Cowboy Bebop? Talking about that fucking garbage. So, I want to fucking, clarify how fucking bad the dialogue in the show is. Contra, replied to me in a tweet earlier saying how a lot of problems would be fixed if, the dialogue was just better. Because holy fuck, it's like porn dialogue.
Nice.
And it's meant to be that way. It's that chick you saw the one I showed you where it's sounds to me like blackmail. It's damn right it is, because Chad, you are black and you are male, right?
That sounds like a slinger joke, honestly.
It's meant to be delivered like joke. That. It's meant to be delivered like a sleazy porn line, but the thing is, it's still bad. It's not funny.
You remember that episode, which was about Faye's fake mom running a scam?
Oh yeah, remember how and just for her kinky roleplay?
Yeah. It was legitimately like a porn setup. It was like a legitimate episode. Well, it was a porn setup disguised as a legitimate episode. And at the end, the resolution of that episode is that, Faye finds the tape that, has her memories in it, right?
That Spike and Jet do in the anime, Faye does this time, because they do so much of that where they switch what Spike or Jet do and they make Faye do it in the live action. That's what they do with shit.
But the emotional impact of, Faye seeing her childhood tape is completely lost on the fact that what led up to it was, her mom's kinky roleplay.
Let's explain this to them, because they didn't see it. So, you guys never seen the anime, right? Rocky, have you seen the anime?
I have not. So
essentially, Faye's a character who got put into cryosleep for 50 years because she was in a spaceship accident or some shit, right? She got put in the cryosleep, and they woke her up, and she had amnesia. And essentially, they hit her she got this lawyer or whatever, and they hit her with a bunch of bills of debt while she was asleep, right? So she had all this debt that she didn't ask for, really deserve, but they gave it to her, and they give her this lawyer, which is meant to he's acting like he's gonna help her, right? He's showing her this new world, which she doesn't know because she went to sleep right after everything was invented. So all this new shit she hasn't been around for, right? This lawyer is showing her this new world. It's romantic. They get this romantic tension building, blah blah blah. She thinks he dies. The end. And then it's revealed that he essentially put all his debts onto her with his death. So now she has unending debt. And that's that's the main reason she's so spurned and why she does cons and shit. And it's always focused on money. It's because of that experience where she essentially got scammed. But in the anime, they make the lawyer be some dude who pretended to be her mother. And they don't go into the episode. They don't go into her backstory. Just this person pretend to be her mother. It's essentially her mother in the ways that matter, She takes after her. The woman's a con man. So she comes into this episode and says she's in trouble from the mink, I think his name was called. I think he's an arms dealer that was hunting her down. And so she needs Faye's help or whatever. And that's where this is also where the mommy's line comes from Spike, by the way. That's in regards to Faye's fake mom.
God,
he says how he has a
mommy thing.
He says I have a soft spot for mommies.
Oh,
they
God,
make the pain go away.
This is the pain go away.
He said.
Kiss my boo.
But anyway, so they're helping she's helping her mother out already, and the guys are hunting her. Right? There's shootouts and shit. They're actively hunting her down. And at the end, Faye's if I help you or whatever, give me the tape. Or the package that was sent from me or whatever, right? So the mother agrees. After all this, they go to the fucking warehouse. She gets the tape or whatever. And then the mink shows up again. The big bad of the episode that's been hunting them down and trying to kill them. And then it's revealed that this was all a kinky roleplay setup. That Faye's mom just was getting off an idea of being hunted down and then getting captured by him.
You can't be real.
No, I'm serious. He shoots his henchman. And she's why'd you go that far? We're just doing roleplay or whatever. He's he heard it. We have to commit. And they start making out or whatever. It's literally, she pretended to be, getting hunted down just for the roleplay, just to get off this whole episode. And then as they're making out, or whatever, Faye gets her iconic ship and flies away. And her mom says, "That's my girl." Like, so this is what you're dealing with. And then after that, they expect you to have an emotional connection to the fucking tape she plays. Is after it's revealed the whole fucking episode was literally a setup for some sexual roleplay.
That shit sucks.
It was so fucking bad.
Bro, my expectations were low, but this is a bit much.
Our expectations were low, but holy fuck.
Yeah, but holy fuck, man. Like, what the hell?
Like, I literally... It's so weird. Like, looking back on it, it feels simultaneously like a mockery of Cowboy Bebop, like a very bad spoof, but it also almost feels like... Because, like, all the characters, every character, literally every single character, is only that character in name, essentially. Because their personalities are completely fucking different. The worst of this is fucking...
It's such an out-of-place episode,
Fishes,
too, because
Julian, Fake.
none of the other ones are, like, gag episodes like that.
Yeah, there was no really reveal like that. That's the only one where I was like, oh yeah, it was sex RP. But, like, because it's weird, because, like, the plots, like, in Villains, it's like, they have the same general, like, name now, like, very generic, like, plots, but even then, it's so different that they could have essentially just made a space action comedy and called it something else. And nobody would have recognized it as even being similar to Cowboy Bebop. But fucking, that episode, there was only one. The only episode that even, like, relatively interested me in concept was, episode 6? With the AI. Like, that was probably the most creative episode. It wasn't anything fucking original, really, but it was the most creatively done and then, like, shot where it's like, Spike gets trapped in an AI and he's essentially, like, seeing Julia, and it's like, the AI has him in a loop to where if it, gets him to get rid of, like, his emotional tether, it can take him over or whatever. So it's, like, trying to get him to get rid of Julia and, like, give her up. And then they have to try to rescue him. In that episode, Faye also has a random sex scene where it's revealed she's a lesbian. By the way, she meets this mechanic girl. They talk for, 30 seconds? Before it cuts away from them, and the next time we see them, they're naked in the couch.
Then Faye goes from being an obnoxious girl boss to a obnoxious girl boss.
They're also talking really deep on that couch as if they've known each other for, years, by the way. As if they didn't talk for 30 seconds before it cut away.
Don't you know, women
showed that.
Have connections with each other that men and women could never have.
No.
You know?
I don't know what bigger connection you can have than putting your penis in somebody, but hey, that's just me.
Well, lesbos have the connection between a fist and a face, you know? So...
That's true.
What they even do? They probably just 69 on that couch. That's all. And that bitch was supposed to be doing her job. Like, they almost, die or whatever. She didn't fucking get the parts they needed. Because Faye was eating her muff out.
Pussy's so good, you gotta kill yourself for it.
Faye is the fucking worst character by far. Faye and Vicious get done the dirtiest character-wise. Like, their characters completely not only don't resemble what they are in the anime, but it's straight up insulting
I said
how
this
terrible
on
they
Twitter,
are.
but I find Faye genuinely, gross in that show. Like, the way she acts.
She's just insufferable. Like, it's...
Like, there's nothing sexy
Like, nothing she said... Like, everything she says is just insufferable. It's like, everything Faye does is literally the girl boss thing, where it's like, every action, every line she says, everything she does is, supposed to give off, I'm such a strong woman.
Like you're watching a really bad episode of
It's
Buffy
just
the
really
Vampire
fucking
Slayer.
poorly written. It's literally like, I'm a girl boss, I'm so tough and independent. Everything she does, it just screams that. It's not subtle, because Faye in the anime, she's a fucking strong woman. She can hold her own way, right? And so is Julia. But then they make Julia a beaten housewife and have her take back the power. It's like, why'd you do that? In the anime, she's a strong woman. She literally escapes a whole ass syndicate, then comes back to fucking fight them with Spike or whatever, right? Like, she's literally, when Faye meets her, she's on the chase in a cool ass car, just racing and shooting at the syndicate or whatever. Like, she's strong, and you turned her into a battered, housewife, so that she can be like, look, she took the power and subverted our expectations because you thought Vicious was going to be the big bad. No, it's Julia. Like, go kill yourselves. I want the writers to kill themselves.
I don't know.
Is what I'm trying to say.
The weird thing to me is the more you talk about this, the more it feels as if Spike is not the main character anymore.
I mean, he never really was the main character. The whole cast is kind of the main character.
Not really noteworthy.
He's just bland. In this show, he's pretty bland.
Yeah, he's really bland.
He's just
Jet is
forgettable.
they don't even
right?
put any of the same notes.
Jet is really one
they don't
character
really-
who's actually good in the show. Like the actor can act, and he kind of knew what that character actually was in the show. The rest, nothing.
Yeah, if Jet was working with a better script, I'd probably call him good.
Yeah, he's
Since
definitely
he
the best
wasn't,
out of the
I'm not
cast.
going to. Yeah, definitely. Spike doesn't have the swagger that
Yeah.
anime
Like, Spike's
Spike
this
does,
cool,
which is a
chill
big
dude.
problem.
This dude just it's hard to explain Spike because he's cool, he's chill. He just has this like vibe
this
where
dude kinda
he's
sucks.
just like relaxed. Yeah, this dude
he's
is like
just
a
chill
blank slate.
from,
It's
like,
like
the
he's
movie I
dead
watched
inside
with
and he's just saying shit that he doesn't mean. Like
You
when
know
he
what?
says when Spike delivers jokes, there's no emotion at all in them. They're just
I have
deadpan.
a soft spot for mommies.
I have a soft one for mommies. All the cowards don't get whatever it was called, the fucking giant dildo, whatever they fucking named it.
You drink from a bidet?
Yeah, the Spike in this one likes fucking getting pegged and mommy dummies, by the way.
Come
Like,
on.
there's several lines. Like, at one point, Jet says he's gonna shove his fist up his ass, and he's like, that would feel real good. So he's felt fucking
You
good, though. That one
cannot be
I'll
real.
let slide because we've made jokes like that or whatever, right? I'll let that one slide. But then at the dominator, like at this dominatrix place, and like she has, guys tied up or whatever, of course, like this guy's chained up, and she's like, he turned down the Alpha Destroyer 5000. It wasn't called that. It's some ridiculous name like that, right? To insinuate it's like some giant dildo. And then Spike's like, only cowards don't accept the Alpha Anus Destroyer
Only
5000.
cowards don't take it in the ass.
Yeah, he's like, only cowards don't get destroyed by the mega dildo. And then, like, he's kind of like flirting with the dominatrix and like lingers around her. Like when Jet leaves.
Those are just cowards Twitter memes that I hate so much.
Yep.
It's literally, he's Marasa. He's a fucking, he wants a mommy dummy and he wants to get pegged. That's how fucking odd it is. It's like, it's so weird. Like, they're just throwing there, like, for cheap jokes. That's what this show is. Like, with the mommy thing, it's like, just bad jokes, just everywhere. I said this on
I'm trying to ride up the coattails of the original anime, but while also putting in shitty modern day humor that Netflix likes to put in everything.
People are trying to say that it doesn't have to be Cowboy Bebop. It just can be fun and something. But the thing is, the characters on the show literally wanted to say shit like, oh, it's a love letter to the anime. Oh, we fixed the problems of the anime. You can't say that shit and then go back and try to let people make those other excuses. It doesn't work like that. You can't be like, it's a love letter or fixing its wrongs. And then
also saying it's not the anime.
Yeah, it's just fun and wacky. You're not meant to take it seriously. Like, pick one. You need
It's been a trend over the last couple of years where they're bringing back like old names of things and making them shitty. Like, not just in the anime and like live action world, you see it in like the car market and movies and shit. They're just trying to ride off the coattails of what used to be good. It's
garbage. I can't think of anything new. And fucking, I'll give it the phase actress though, because she was like complaining about people being stupid for caring about like her outfit change or whatever. And I'll give it to her. I didn't really notice her outfit change at all because everything else was so dog shit that the outfit was not on my mind at all. So she was right. There was way worse things that I cared about. I didn't notice her outfit change at all.
You just
I was like, oh. I was like, this is real shit. Her dialogue is way worse. I'm not even looking at her clothes. Like, I didn't even notice her outfit change because she was just so insufferable throughout the whole fucking thing. Like, they introduced her in the first episode too, because like in the anime, she doesn't get introduced to a couple episodes in, where it's like,
we talked about that last time.
Oh yeah, we did. What we watched the last 7, right?
Yeah.
A very iconic church.
About how the Syndicate backstory just makes everything worse.
Yeah, because they turned it from like the Syndicate. The Spike episodes are like the highlight of the series for me, but like they're not even like in this. It's like it's the background in quotation marks. Even like when it's not the main thing, the entire show, it's prevalent. The Syndicate, they're going after us. What's Spike and what's Vicious doing? Shit like that, right? It's prevalent throughout the whole live action show. In the series, there's maybe 6, 5 total. There's 6. There's the 2 Grunt episodes somewhere in the middle of the series, and there's the last 2 episodes. That's the only ones that are like focused on this. Well, there's mention of the Syndicate, but those are the only ones that are Syndicate focused, right? Because it's Spike's story. That's all. And it's how many episodes is it? 25? 24? 26, isn't it? Yeah. That's all. Because like and that's on this, it's the whole thing. And it's made way more prevalent. Vicious gets infinitely more screen time, and he's a completely different character. and they just make it way more prevalent. Like how they get to the church scene. In the church scene, essentially the dude who like raised Spike and Vicious from the streets and brought them up and brought them to the syndicate. Vicious kills him because the dude was going to make peace with other gangs, so the syndicate wasn't always fighting alone. And Vicious doesn't want that. He wants the gangs to just be at war because he's not too like complex. He's a beast with fangs. Essentially, he just wants blood. He wants things to get moving. He doesn't want things to change. He likes the way the gangs are. He wants them to keep infighting. So he kills Mao, and Spike hears about it, and he essentially goes because it's his past catching up to him, and he owed Mao something, right? And so they fight. They be at this church because Faye, being Faye, she wants to get the bounty on Mao, and Mao's dead, of course, so Vicious like captures her. So Spike goes to save her. And there's this really cool scene where the guy has Faye hostage or whatever. He's like, put the gun down or we'll kill her or whatever. And Spike just shoots him in the head. Alright? And Faye fucking leaves. And Spike has this big epic confrontation with Vicious at the top. Where it's like it's in front of the church window. They slice and shoot at each other. Vicious like grabs Spike by the face, one-handed, and throws him out this fucking window. And Spike throws a grenade in there, so like you think Vicious might have exploded or whatever, and as Spike falls, there's like flashbacks, right? In this, Jet's daughter randomly gets kidnapped by the syndicate. And so the daughter he didn't have in the anime gets kidnapped by the syndicate, right? So they're like, we have to go and Jet didn't know fucking Spike was syndicate, and so now he's like mad at Spike, so they go to get his daughter, blah blah blah, at least to the church. Spike and Jet get captured essentially. And they're tied up, and guess who saves them now? Faye saves them. Because it's the reverse of the fucking anime, right? Faye's the tough, independent woman who always comes to the rescue.
Screaming obnoxious words as she's doing it.
You know what she says? Welcome to the ouch, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
She says that. She shoots the church up with her ship. And then Spike runs up to the fucking church, and him and Vicious have their little fight. And the thing is, this show is so fucking weird, like not Cowboy Bebop, that when they directly say lines from Cowboy Bebop, it just doesn't feel right in the show. Like, you think in the adaptation, when you say the lines, I'd be like, oh, they're finally saying the lines from Cowboy Bebop. And this, I'm like, why the fuck are they saying this? The characters doesn't make sense for this anymore. Like, the dialogue, they just make Spike and Vicious say the same dialogue. But now it doesn't fit either of their characters, because they're completely different. And so, Vicious stabs Spike, Spike shoots him in the shoulder. In the anime, Vicious just takes it, like, he grunts a bit, and then he goes right back at Spike. And this, fucking Vicious screams like he's, like, experienced the worst pain of his life. He's just screaming. And then that's where it reveals that Julia, Spike's past love, who he cucked Vicious, essentially. He fucked his girl, right? And then, I don't even remember what the fuck happened. What happened? He cucked Vicious. The syndicate wanted to kill Vicious, because in this, Vicious is like the son of an elder, and he's just a fuck up. Like, he's literally a brat with like anger issues. And so they wanted to kill Vicious because like he killed a rival gang member, like out of rage, and now like there was gonna be war. So they were just gonna kill him, prevent a war, blah blah blah. Spike kills all of the rival gang in this horrible shot. And then Vicious, like his dad, tells him that, oh, by the way, your best friend was fucking your girl. And so Vicious tries to kill Spike, shoots him. They think he's dead. He keeps Julia around because he's a cuck. And so now it's revealed.
Which she comments on. Oh, God. Which she comments on, by the way.
Julia's really like, you keep your wife after your best friend fucked her? Are you even a man? She literally humiliates him. That was pretty funny. And so Julia's like,
Vicious would never take shit like that.
Anime Vicious would have killed her. Like, he literally, like, in the anime, he literally, he tells Julia to kill her, or he's gonna kill them both. Right? Mm-hmm. He tells Julia to kill him. And then Julia runs away. And then Spike goes in on that's his last stand. And so, in this, it's like Julia's like talking to Spike, like, why'd you leave me with him? You believed he said what he said when he said I chose him? And she's like,
yeah,
why
sorry,
would I?
Bitch, I'm not a fucking mind reader.
Yeah, he's like, Spike's just supposed to know all this shit after he got shot to death. And she's like, no, I'm not leaving this position of power now. Why would I leave? And she shoots Spike. That's the twist. That's the Vicious throwing him out. She shoots Vicious.
Not before giving Spike the Anakin Skywalker speech. We can rule the galaxy together.
We can rule the syndicate together. It's like, calm down. Then she shoots him. He falls out the window, which is in the live action. It's on the edge of a cliff for some reason, so he just falls into the sea. I guess it doesn't show it, but like, so instead of the flashback, you essentially just see fucking him looking up at her, and he falls into the sea, and then Ed finds him. You know that clip? Did you see that clip with Ed? The cosplayer you did. I know you did, Slinger. That's essentially where
What?
Ed. Remember the annoying little kid in the alleyway?
Yeah, I remember.
That's essentially where the series ends.
You can't be real.
Their massive reveal. It's like,
what?
Look, the beloved character is back, and it's the most insufferable.
So wait, he is actually not in the series.
Yeah, he's not. That's it.
And I was wondering why it's just one scene he appears in. As in, like, the one that I've seen, considering just how awful that was.
That is his one scene.
You know what's funny to me? Is when you mentioned, like, the scene where Spike shoots the guy in the head. I know that scene because that's the one scene where everyone posts when they talk about how hot Faye is in the anime.
Because she's in that fucking tight ass slit dress.
I mean, like
just like painted on her. Yeah, and it's cool as fuck. The guy's literally in the middle talking, and bang, he just kills the fuck out of him.
Honestly,
cool
from
it's also kind of confirmed Vincent for season 2 if that ever gets made. That'll be fucking funny.
They did. They made the. I pretty much figured that because the first scene in the live action is essentially the supermarket scene in the movie. Like, it's just that. They just switched up the location. Because he makes...
a much worse location, by the way.
And then they make the same joke, but worse, with the old lady. So, oh, God. They're going to ruin Vincent, too. I'm so tired of all of it.
You know what we should do? People said that there was this one movie called Fallen Angels. That was essentially like
Cowboy Bebop feeling.
Yeah, like we should watch that. Good. And like the next episode, we should talk about like what they did right, and why that's like a lot better. Which shouldn't really be hard, considering just how awful this is.
Yeah, it's also not an adaptation, so like it'd be easier to say how it get the feel about it.
Yeah, because it's all like vibes and shit. Like you don't really have to like make every single character the same and stuff like that to get the vibe, you know?
Yeah, it's also a thing because when Spike shoots that guy in the head, it's the first time we've really seen Spike do anything like that, showing this other side of him. Because before that, he's pretty lighthearted, just goofing around. I don't know if he's killed even anyone at that point in the series. And then he just shoots this dude point blank in the head, no hesitation. And it kind of grounds you in reality of, oh, this character.
Yeah, he's like still a bounty hunter essentially.
He just put on this aloof front when in reality he's like, he has much darker things inside. Right? It's the first hint at that. And this, you get none of that impact. Well, the scene's not even there, but you would have, even if it was, you would have gotten impact because Spike is literally like a sociopath maniac in this one, or like he's just eager to murder people, like that he doesn't even need to. Like there's this dude he like knocks out in the bathroom stall, and Spike in the show would have maybe tied him up, but probably would have just left him, right?
Yeah, and he just shoots him according to you.
He literally just pulls out his gun and like shoots him like 4 times. Like it's so retarded.
Like, Jesus, dude, calm down. Goddamn.
He goes out of his way to straight up murder people, and he's always eager to murder people. But that's also the thing with Faye. Like I think in the anime, I don't know if he wants to kill her. No, I think they want to turn her in, right? Because she has a bounty. In this, he's like, can I shoot her? Let me shoot her, please. Can I kill her? I really want to shoot her. Like, to be fair, I would have wanted to shoot her too.
Talk about Faye in the first few episodes.
Yeah.
Like, if you remember when she got kidnapped in episode 5, he was just like, just leave her, Spike. We don't need her.
Well, to be fair, that's like Jet's whole... He does the same thing with Cowboy. That's also Jet's thing where he pretends he doesn't care because... he's hurt or whatever.
Like he's a tough guy on the outside type shit.
Well, it's essentially because Jet's whole backstory is like pretty much all betrayals. Like his wife essentially just leaves him because she's like, "You did everything for me. I didn't get to make any choices myself because you were so good at taking care of me. So I just left you." Like she literally just leaves him. Like she leaves a clock and maybe like a little note, and it's just gone. And then he finds her later, and she has a new boyfriend who's a criminal. And the whole thing is that he has to hunt down the criminal. So, like, it's this little sad end thing where this woman who he loved has now moved on, and he has to, deal with that and overcome it and get over his past. And he throws the locket away. at the end that she gave him, the little clock. Right? It's very good resolution for the character, showing some of his backstory. And his other backstory is he also got betrayed by his partner, which he didn't know about till in the series, but like betrayal is constant in his fucking backstory. So like it shows that like he has a lot of trust issues. So like he's clearly afraid to get close to people, so he pretends he doesn't care. Like he tells Spike to like just go off and die then. Like you can see like he's very stressed about it, or like other times Spike gets in trouble and he says he doesn't care. Then he goes and saves him, right? That's like his whole thing. Because he's kind of like the father of the group, essentially. Like, he's the parent figure because he doesn't have a family of his own, so, like, they're his surrogate family, right? And this, they should make him a dad. He's a well, people call him a deadbeat, but he's not. He's just a divorced dad. I don't know why people are saying he's a deadbeat, to be honest. Like a deadbeat is like when you choose to leave your family. You didn't have to, you're like, see ya,
go for
I'm not going to take care of you. And this, he got divorced. Like, his wife divorced him, left him for, like, another cop. Like, or like not his former partner, I don't think, but like just another cop like that was on his team. And he literally like tries to go to her recitals. He buys her gifts. He tries to like talk to her constantly. Like he's not a deadbeat. He's literally constantly trying to keep in contact with his fucking daughter, right? And have a relationship with her. So I don't know why people are trying to say he's a fucking deadbeat. But again, he's literally the only person, the only actor on that show who's actually trying. Who actually seems to know what the character was and actually acts like him. He's the best casted. He looks the most like Jet. He's literally not even the same fucking color. Like, he's literally a different race, and he's somehow the best fucking casted. Yeah, and he sounds a lot like him too. Like he talks in his mannerisms and shit.
I sort of think that it really shows with that one like scene where they're sitting down like a diner
on the couch,
and he's like talking about drinking from a bidet. Where it's like the guy like starring as Spike is like so lifeless essentially in most of his delivery, you know?
Yeah, it's him.
Like he just retains the exact same facial expression through the entire scene. Like, are you even trying at that point? You know,
it's such a mystery because Spike isn't looked at in the anime at all. Like, Spike, he puts up a face to like hide how he like suicidal essentially he is and how fucked up he is. But like he doesn't have that vibe. He's like aloof and chill. Like he just goes with he's like a go with the flow type guy. Essentially. Yeah, he's super chill, cool.
Here it's like it's sort of
and he's just dead inside. It's like I just want to murder. That's all. Even like his lines with Julia, none of it feels fucking authentic. It just feels like he's just saying shit. It really just feels like the actor's reading off the script, and that's all. He's just reading dead lines off the script. There's just no weight behind it. I feel nothing watching it. Like, he tells Julia, I've loved you since the first moment I saw you. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Just stop fucking talking. He literally fucked her once in the show, and then he's like in love with her and obsessed with her for years. You fucked her once, bro. Get over it. How tight did that pussy have to be? Where years later, you're still obsessed with her.
God, that's
the show, by the way.
She's so fake looking. Like, she just looks plastic. Like, she has those stupid fake, like, lip fillers. Her cheeks are way too fucking big. It looks like she looks fake as shit.
It looks like it looks like Zoraki's profile pic right now.
Like,
come to the void, Slinger.
Cowboy Bebop was kind of like void. I don't know if I found any of the women attractive in Cowboy Bebop. Like, I think the actress for Faye is hot in real life, but like in the show, I felt nothing. Like, no attraction towards her.
The insufferability sort of balances out.
And like, I didn't like her with the purple hair. Like, the purple hair makes her face look.
I don't know. I honestly still find her hot, just insufferable.
No. Her with her regular brown hair, like in other pictures I've seen of her, she looks way hotter. In this, I felt nothing for her. The mechanic chick, I guess, was kind of hot in a lesbian type way.
No, like, I didn't find her attractive at all.
Well, I'm talking about me, motherfucker.
Yeah?
Yeah. The Spanish chick from the beginning, they turned her fucking British, so I don't give a fuck about her. She's not a sexy Spanish lady anymore. Like, there was no fucking chick I felt anything for in the show. Ugh.
You mean to tell me that the old lady that kept hitting on Jet was doing nothing for you?
Yeah, with the porn lines, the porno character.
Bro!
The show for comedy. What did she call him, a tall glass of chocolate milk, too? Like another stereotype shit. And like, she kept on saying how she just wants to fuck him. And every time she's brought up, she just needs to mention that she wants to fuck him.
Hold up. She called him a what?
Paul, sexy glass of chocolate milk or something.
Sexy glass of chocolate milk.
I've actually heard that before. So
yeah, it's a
really
cliche ass line. It's just a cliche. Like, she's clearly written, like, she's supposed to be a porn type character, but the show doesn't need it. It doesn't add anything. It's just insufferable.
That line sounds like something that Korean lady who wants to fuck black dudes on Twitter would say.
Yeah, she's literally this old fucking snow bunny. That's all she is. She even wears the fucking, like, cheetah leopard print, like, tights. Like, she's literally the most stereotypical old lady.
She's trying to be a cougar.
That's the whole thing. And, like, Spike in this show is fucking old as shit, by the way. Like, he's the oldest of the group. In the anime, Spike's 27. Fucking John Cho is, like, what, 50 or some shit?
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, he's super fucking old. And then Spike and this is Jed and this is, like, definitely younger than him. But it also ruins the family, like, father dynamic they have in the show where Jed's, like, this old, cynical, like, ex-cop. Like, just is, like, essentially like a noir character, right? He's a noir detective. And, like, he's the caretaker that comes to care about them. And that dynamic fits so well. And this, the dynamic doesn't exist because he's, like, fucking 30, maybe. And then fucking Spike is old as fuck. Faye, I don't even know what age she is. No one fucking cares.
Yeah, John Cho's 49. Holy shit.
Did he say he was too sexy to play Spike or some shit?
That's what he
I
said.
hate him. How do I know you from Harold and Kumar and you call yourself too sexy?
Wait, that's the guy from Harold and Kumar?
The only thing I know you from is Harold and Kumar. You cannot say a line like that and get away with it.
I actually didn't notice that.
Yeah, because I was wondering. I was like, I remember him. Is he from Harold and Kumar? Or am I just being racist? So I looked up the movie, and it was him. It's so fucking so bad. Julia, Vicious again. Vicious is probably the worst out of all of them. Just the sheer amount of change and how he looks. The dude looks so fucking bad. He looks like a fucking cosplayer. And then remember how they have him answer the phone with Moshi Moshi for fucking literally no reason besides like a bit. Oh yeah, because remember in episode 3 we mentioned this last time, but Spike could have literally killed him, but then I was like he doesn't because it's like being mad at water is wet. Which, by the way, would also have worked way better if we were talking about the anime version of Vicious. Like, that line would have applied more if you were doing that. But then, literally, nothing changes from episode 3. Then episode 10 cut to me, he's like, I have to kill Vicious. Literally, nothing new happened from there that would have made you have to kill him. Like, because by episode 3, he was already trying to kill you. Episode 10, nothing changed. He's still been trying to kill you, but now you're like, before, I could have sniped him in the head, but I decided to move on.
Man. I feel
but
like
now, I have to kill him. It's just poor writing.
I feel like having your friend like shoot the shit out of you, like 10 years prior, or whatever, however fucking long it was, and then he's still trying to kill you all these years later. I feel like it shouldn't even be a question to take that shot.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. If my friend cucked me, I would have had that to shoot him too. I think that's just basic.
On G, homeboy.
Like, well, I'm gonna kill the chick too. Like, you're both dying. But fucking yeah, so like he doesn't kill him in the 3rd episode. Nothing else changes. Like Vicious doesn't do anything else to him beyond what he has already done at that point. And yet somehow Spike goes from no, I'm gonna get over it. It's like being mad at water is wet to I have to kill him. Like nothing happens. So like you're at the same point plot wise. But yet somehow it's changed dramatically to where you had this chance to kill him 7 episodes ago.
For no reason other than to tell that testicle joke.
Oh yeah, the eunuch. You don't know true power until you've tasted the testicles of a man who's wronged you.
And he kept eating suspiciously round.
Oh yeah, everything he ate looked like testicles. That was the whole thing. Right. And then they just killed him off because essentially Julia... That's right, Julia was going to betray Vicious essentially because Mao, who in the anime is the dude Vicious kills, like he's the first appearance who raised Spike and him, essentially brought them up in the syndicate. In this... He's not with the chick who he was in the anime, because they're 2 separate characters now. Anna is the black chick, and Mao is also a chick. He got turned to a chick for no reason, as one of the captains of the syndicate. So Julia essentially tells Mao, what's Vicious? Vicious' plan is what? He's going to have Eunuch and Mao bring her in front of the elders, say Vicious betrayed them, alright? And to execute him. But then he's not going to really be locked up, and then they're going to take out the elders. That's the generic plan. Julia tells Mao, no, don't make it a fucking plan. Just actually kill Vicious's head and bring it to me. And then it's revealed when they chop off Vicious' head in execution. It's revealed that at some point he switched with the eunuch and like put like this projection disguise on him, so the eunuch looked like Vicious and Vicious looked like the eunuch. They chopped off the eunuch's head, and then Vicious kills everyone, right? And that's when it's revealed that the one elder was his dad or whatever. He's like, we have some father and son dead.
For no reason, by the way.
Oh, it literally exists for that one moment, and for the reveal later, when it's revealed that Vicious and like Jet's daughter aren't really there. Well, it's used a couple times in the series, because I think it's used with Mink too. Like, it's like weird Star Wars shit that's not used at any point. It doesn't exist in the Cowboy Bebop anime, but it's thrown in here for like random shit. Also, they gave Vicious the edgiest backstory possible in this. You want to know what his backstory is? Or like his family backstory that he tells to Spike? He's like, when I was 9, my father brought me out to watch my mother jump. And as I debated her risking whether she was gonna stay alive or commit suicide, I wondered how she felt. And then she did it, and I cried, and my father said I was weak for that, and he was right. I was weak for showing that emotion. That's his edgy-ass backstory. But the thing is, he's not even cold and calculated emotions like he is in anime. And this, he has like temper tantrums and emotional outbreaks every 2 seconds. So even then, it doesn't make sense for you to be like, that's when I decided to stop being weak and caring so much. It's like you literally, like, he sims for, like, he's whipped by Julia most of the series. He chokes her in, like, the first scene. Like, she says he's not man enough, and it's revealed that's what his father always told him. So, like, he gets triggered, and he chokes Julia. It's like, never tell me I'm not man enough. And so, besides that, he hits her with, like,
security.
He smacks her with, like, he breaks, like, what, a glass champagne bottle on her face when he finds out that she tried to kill him, which is fair. So that's not abuse. But, like, besides that, like, the only harm he did to her was the choking. But, like, it's just supposed to show that she's a battered housewife.
And I mean, Anakin Skywalker choked his wife. It's fine.
I mean, she's Anakin in this. She literally has the Anakin, like, contra mention. Because now, after Vicious kills all the elders, he's essentially the one dude in power. So when she shoots him, she doesn't kill him. She shoots him because her plan is to basically keep him away, because the elders aren't meant to be seen anyway. So it's essentially, oh, he's away. I'm speaking through him, you know? So I make all the decisions for him. So that's like her plan. And she literally, like, essentially tells Spike, join me, we can roll this in and get together. Like, she's literally has an Anakin moment. And then she shoots him when he says no.
Wife's just like, nah, I don't want to do that. And then she shoots him for no fucking reason. Like no reason.
Oh, didn't she say his line about the past being a dream or some shit, but then she did a twist on it where she's like, you have to let it die or something.
Wow. Like
it was some bad dialogue. It was some shitty fucking dialogue. Again, like I said, it feels like a mockery. Like, to stay in this show, like in Cowboy Bebop, there's a lot left for interpretation and subtlety, and you decide what it means. A lot of stuff done said. That's like the whole point of the show, right? It's like kind of like the opposite of closure in a lot of ways, because in real life, a lot of times you don't get closure. So a lot of it, like even the ending, is an open-ended if Spike lives or dies or whatever the fuck. In this, literally every single thing ever is spelled out completely. At one point, a big thing in Cowboy Bebop is being able to carry the weight of like your past and the things you have to deal with in your trauma. And at one point, Fade literally says, I won't carry that weight. Like, it's written so terribly. And this, you get a whole episode of Vicious and Spike backstory, which in the show, they give you like one flashback where it's like a montage where you just see them back to back, showing that they once worked together. And, like, you see like Vicious in bed with Julia and like some of the little quick montages, and that's all the backstory you get. Because Cowboy Bebop, what people describe as essentially an epilogue to a story you'll never see, and that's what makes it, bittersweet. Is that you know all these characters and you know their endpoints, but you don't know how they got there. That's what makes it better. And the show's like, we're gonna explain every little thing, but we're gonna make it way worse, so now it taints everything else. Like, I showed you that meme with the shave your balls, right? I posted it in the group chat. Because that's dialogue in this story. When the backstory, it's Spike and Vicious are hitmen, and as they're waiting, they're cleaning, and this is the dialogue they say back and forth to each other. And, like, listen, I'm sure in the anime, they probably had back and forth in combos while they were doing jobs and shit. But they would have never said shit like that. And it's just so fucking bad. Like
I said, 40 to 45% of the problems, write a better script.
Like Fearless, remember? They make Spike's name Fearless because...
Yeah, that was an awful decision.
I literally... Why. I'm pretty sure it's because Vicious is called Vicious. They're like, oh, he's called Vicious. That's a fucking ridiculous
stupid
name, so let's give Spike
only a 6-year-old
ridiculous name too. Oh, he's fearless. He's fearless, but he's scared of a fucking razor by his balls, by the way. He's not that fearless. Like, it's so dumb. It's so stupid, too, because throughout the whole series, so you have the people on the Syndicate side just calling him Fearless and referring to him as Fearless. And it's so fucking bad. Like, in the show, he's just Spike. That's it. Everybody calls him Spike. Vicious just called that because that's just his fucking name. Who cares? It's an edgy name. He's a pretty edgy character. Who cares, right? It doesn't need to be. There doesn't need to be a backstory for their fucking names, too, right? It does. Did we even say why he chose Spike then? Because it's not like what he was known by.
No.
Ah, so fucking dumb. Ayn is also barely in this, which is weird because Ayn isn't even that much in the anime. But like in this, it feels like they only brought Ayn in to use him on the promotional posters and trailers. Because the most Ayn does in this
movies
show,
from his eyes.
He's literally the most Ayn is used as he's used as literally a projector, where he has like robot eyes, and Perot plays
jokes about it.
Watch them. She makes that joke 3 times. He can play eyes. He can play movies from his eyes. Guys, do you see that dog? He can play movies from his eyes. And then at the end of the episode, she makes the same joke again.
So fucking unfunny. Remember that line Faye did? She's like, I'm not gonna carry that weight.
Yeah, she said, I won't carry that weight. The theme of the show, essentially, she said out loud, blatantly. Like, because at the end of, like, I don't think it's the end of the fucking series. You see at the bottom, you're gonna carry that weight. It's like, it's a very big thing within the show. It's like one of the most iconic lines associated with Cowboy Bebop. And you just have her straight up say, I won't carry that weight. Then guess what later is when she comes and saves them. So she is carrying that weight. And it's also the thing, because in the anime, you have, like, it's not even longer time-wise, because it's 10, like, 40-minute long episodes. So it's, like, not that much shorter than the fucking anime. But, like, in anime, it feels like you've been with these characters way longer. It's like Faye's actual worry about them feels way more real, you know? In this, it just feels like nothing. There's no weight behind it. It just feels like nothing. The show, it just feels like a mockery. That's all it feels like. It's simultaneously a mockery and yet so somehow disconnected from the show where it could have been its own thing. Just like give everyone separate names and I wouldn't have ever connected it back to Cowboy Bebop. Like it's simultaneously both things. And like, there's not even really any memorable villains in this one. Like, every villain they bring back from the series is made way worse or is killed off way faster. Like Mad Perot, one of my favorite episodes, by the way, in the whole fucking series. And it's like essentially Batman animated. It's like that style. And Mad Perot is essentially like a Batman villain. And like it's like Spike literally almost gets killed by him like multiple times. He literally only really wins by luck because he throws a knife and like the dude sees cats, and while he was being like tortured and experimented on, there was like a cat in the room. So like he got this fear of cats because every time he sees a cat, it brings back those memories, whatever. So he essentially just freaks out about that, reverts back to his childlike state. He's essentially just a child in an adult's body because he's been fucked up so much, and then he dies because he gets stepped on by this giant fucking like float thing. And this, how the fuck does he even die? Oh yeah, he shows up, he beats up the crew a little bit, he sets Spike on fire, like his arm. That's all he does. Then at the big fucking final fight at the carnival, he puts on fucking mime or Joker makeup for no reason. And the fight lasts literally maybe a minute. And all that happens is Spike fucking stabs him in the leg, he screams, and Spike turns on like this booster and makes him fly. And he flies up into the like air and dies. Like that's all. And this is after they set him up as this crazy maniac, the world's worst assassin or whatever. Like, well, world's worst. And like the way that he's so terrifying. Not like he's bad at assassination. But like it's so dumb. It's all built up that leads to nothing. The teddy bomber, Did Teddy Bomber even say a word in that fucking the show when they brought him in? I think he just like muffled. He was muffled behind the mask, so he couldn't hear what he was saying. And then I think he blew himself up or some shit.
He was also used as like a joke character.
There was the terrorists with the tree come. Remember that? That great, the line where they turn in the anime, they turn people into like chimps or whatever. In this, they turn people into trees. That's also where they also gender bend another character, Harrison, who she turns into a monkey in the anime. It's essentially supposed to show her ruthlessness, right? Because these people see her as their mother. Like, they're calling her mom. I don't remember if they're her actual sons, but like they're calling her mom and shit. And she still turns one into a monkey for fucking up. So like, it shows how ruthless she is, right? And this Harrison is alive to the end, and she ends up like killing herself with the old woman. Shin is also a woman now. Anastasia is black now. Like, Gren is a fucking giant faggot. Which is funny because I can't say guy. They're non-binary, aren't they? The person who plays fucking Gren or whatever says how they're gonna right the wrongs of the anime. How Gren is like, they say how Gren is like this much better character and shit. But the thing is, Gren has way less time in this fucking show than he did in the anime. And then he gets 2 whole episodes dedicated to him.
Absolutely nothing.
And this is literally just like
I'm really confused as to why they think that they're righting the wrongs of the anime by having him do absolutely nothing but look like a token character.
Yeah, all he did is he gets thrown and beaten up by Vicious, and then he points to a gun at Spike and Jet, I think, when they come look at Anna. He's like, "Yeah, well, you should have gone and killed Spike Vicious sooner."
He just he just says
nothing,
and then that's it.
And the gender tattoo, which I think is just the actress's actual tattoo, but they clearly kept it in on purpose and then made him wear a low revealing dress to see it. The actress, whatever the fuck you want to say, I don't know the word. For fucking one, they can be either.
I would slap the shit out of my son. That's all I'm gonna say.
Like,
you're they, not your son. Your offspring.
Bro, that shit just screams that you're making yourself a stereotype just to get roles, like for this type of shit. Like,
dude, if it's that easy, hand me the HRT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you don't even need the HRT. You just need to say you're non-binary. Like that type of shit literally feels like people making themselves into stereotypes just to get like guild hires or like the
all you need is to just identify by it. There's really no proof that you need to provide, especially in the Hollywood scope, because they will hire stereotypes to fill stereotype roles rather than trying to make a good gay character, a good non-binary character.
Fires me, I'm automatically coming out as fucking trans. I'm gonna fucking call pressure on that shit. I'm gonna make a tweet. Like, it's so fucking easy.
You just get the fucking paycheck and you're immediately like, haha, I was never gay.
Like, oh, you kicked me out of my apartment because I didn't pay rent for 7 months? Well, this is oppression because I'm trans. And that's going to be the trick. And then they can never kick me out because that's going to be looming over everyone. Like, go ahead. I'll get you canceled. I'll make your life miserable. Oh, it's so fucking bad. This is the last time we're talking about it, by the way. Like, this show just... Last one, I was angry. This time, I'm just, like, drained. Like, I feel nothing because this show is just... It's just so...
you out.
Like, I was actively angry during the show, but I let it all out during that. So, like, it's gone where I'm just like, it's so bad that I don't even... It's the one good thing is it's so bad that it's literally impossible for me to associate it with the show. If it was just, like, bad, but not too bad, that I would still associate with the show and it would still ruin it for me, that would be a problem. But this shit is so bad and so far removed in so many ways that it doesn't fucking matter. The one thing I can say is that hopefully this fucking show at least made some fucking normies or old fucking people watch the anime afterwards. Get them interested.
I think so. Imagine if somebody's only exposure to the series is the fucking live action.
I mean, I imagine plenty of fucking like 40-year-olds that is the case. Like people, like old motherfuckers who just watch Netflix and just saw this live action show.
You really underestimate like very basic 20-year-olds.
That's true.
No, I'm saying a lot of boomers are fucking doing it though. I'm not saying the 20-year-old is, but I just know for a fact that old people who are like have that natural bias towards fucking animated shit, because like my parents do. Like when I was growing up and I was watching anime and shit, my parents, if they saw me, they would literally be like, "Why are you watching that cartoon shit?" And they would like make fun of me for it. So like there's plenty of people with that fucking mindset to where if it's animated, they're just like it's like cut out of what they watch automatically, right? No matter what it's about, they assume it's like kid shit.
Skelly's parents are just like fucking Nelson from The Simpsons. They just see him watch cartoons and they're like, ha ha!
Unironically, bro, like
You fucking loser.
Literally, when my parents like they did the same shit with YouTube to the point like if anyone comes in when I'm watching shit, I like automatically will pause and like wait till they leave to resume what I'm watching. Like that's I just do that without thinking now because I was so used to doing it growing up because I fucking didn't want to get fucking mocked and shit on while I was watching.
Yeah.
So like I literally unconsciously do
that
it.
That is actually pretty relatable for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't matter who. Like it could be like my girlfriend or something like I trust completely. Or like I know doesn't like fucking care, even likes what I'm watching. I'll just automatically pause it. Like just kinda wait for them to walk out the room. Or if they say something honestly, and then I'll resume it. But like as I said, hopefully some old motherfuckers watching and we're like, let me watch what it's based on. Or other fucking younger people who haven't seen the show. That's the only good thing that could come out of the show is that because it has honestly some of the worst dialogue I've ever fucking watched in a show. Like, and I don't know. I usually don't go out of my way to watch bad shows. Like this is the one time I remember ever really watching something that I knew was going to be bad. Like I think I've done it with like shitty horror movies before, where like or like Serbian film where we're like, this isn't going to be that good, but we're going to watch it. Like. I don't really go out of my way to watch shows and shit. So like the dialogue in this, I don't remember the last time I watched something that was this bad and just so poorly written with consistently just horrible jokes that not even Slinger would think of or like make.
Come on, like give me more credit, man.
Or like two tiers below a Slinger joke.
Is that even
like
possible?
They're like one tier below an MCU joke. Like it feels like the writers the MCU rejected when it worked on this project.
Yes, that means
saying something.
That means my jokes are higher tier than MCU jokes. Yes,
one tier. I literally laughed at only one joke throughout the entire series.
What was it?
And there was a shit
orphan?
Jokes. Yeah, it was everyone put their familial problems on me. I'm the orphan. You know that made me chuckle because I was like, all right, that's that's a little funny. And that was it. That was the one fucking joke I made. I couldn't tell you the plot for like 3 episodes maybe. Like I remember the 6th episode because it's the most interesting one. 6 was like the closest episode to not being bad, and then they just throw in the lesbian shit for no reason and other shitty jokes and stuff that ruins it. And then I remember the fucking kinky roleplay one because obviously that stood out. That's probably the fucking oddest episode. I don't know what episode I would consider the worst. Probably the last one, just because of how egregious it is at ruining everything. From my favorite episode of the anime, I think Battle of the Fallen Angels is probably my favorite episode from the anime, and so them ruining everything about it just annoys me. But I don't know, so much of the episodes are forgettable. Like besides like general things throughout the whole series, I couldn't tell you the plot of like more than like 1.5 episodes, 3 episodes maybe. And, like I couldn't tell you about any of the villains really. Besides that. Oh, they brought this villain that was kind of like from the show, and then they did something. I remember the end. I remember her dying at the end of the episode, but I don't really remember how they got to that point. Like, it's just check marks. Like, you remember the fucking, like, checkpoints of this show, or, like, you remember big things or, like, really egregious things or out there things, but you don't remember anything in between. For an action comedy, it's not funny at all, and the action is pretty fucking bad. Like, there's this one shot where, like, they try to do like a type John Wick or like the Raid type stuff. I think it's more like the Raid probably, where Spike, fearless at the time, goes and kills an entire gang in their house.
It is so bad.
And they try to do like an outside shot where like they're shooting it through the window, so like it's following him from the outside, so like you see him killing everyone through the windows, and it's so fucking bad. The action doesn't make me feel anything in this show. I just forget about it, or like I just zone out. I'm not paying attention to it at all. Like you watch something like what, The Raid, and you're like in it. Like you're like, right? Holy fuck, this is great. Your blood's pumping, you're excited, and this it's like you feel nothing at all. And a lot of, there's just ridiculous shit at some points. Like at some points, the action is somewhat realistic, and then next they're doing crazy otherworldly shit, like cartoonish shit, which again is much harder to get away with when you're not a fucking cartoon. It's like what you said about the Ed shit, where you can't translate that into live action. And it not be
you literally can't.
It's like some of the action. It's the same shit. Like when Spike throws a fucking quarter in the air and roundhouse kicks it or whatever, twist spin kicks into a guy's head. Like in the anime, he wouldn't have even done something as ridiculous as that, but he does plenty of very elongated movements and stuff. That's based on an actual martial arts, but obviously it's more cartoony. But again, it works because it's a cartoon. In this, nothing feels realistic. It's just so bad.
It's actually funny that you mentioned that because before we started, I was thinking about what if in the off chance they made a live action Hunter x Hunter. I'm none of it would fucking translate well at all.
I would kill myself. Literally, what would you translate from Hunter x Hunter that would work well?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying none of it. Literally none of it would work well whatsoever.
I want to see the pedophile Hisoka translate. I'm sure. Really do that.
Hey, yo, Contra, you up for that?
Up for what?
He's getting his Yu Yu Hakusho. I mean, are we gonna watch that?
I mean, it's a Japanese production, so it'll probably be just okay.
Bro, I've seen Japanese of that. Have you seen you didn't see that AOT adaptation with us? It does not mean shit.
All right, I don't know if you've ever seen the JoJo adaptations, but
no.
Apparently they're pretty okay. Produced by
look, to be honest,
directed by Takashi Miike.
Between you and me,
what's up?
People say that's somewhat good. Whenever I see that, I just think it's ridiculous. You know?
I mean, it probably shouldn't exist.
Yeah, it really shouldn't. You can't
but hey,
make certain shit look good.
It's not like Netflix Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah, it's not. Really.
You have to, that's where the bar is at the moment.
Oh, this dude is glowing.
I'm just afraid to see what Hiei looks like. He's gonna look like a little bitch, and that worries me.
He's gonna look like a little Asian man.
You know he's gonna look like a Hot Topic frequenter.
Oh, God.
You think they're gonna have
We're gonna give him piercings.
Where oh God no! Where he's wearing normal clothing. I think we should wrap it up.
Alright.
Go ahead, Skelly, take it from me.
Alright, that's been episode 20. Goodbye. Say bye.
Episode 21, actually.
Oh, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. No one's listening.